Just a 30-minute drive away from Amsterdam lies the home of not only the Dutch Grand Prix, but a multiple-speeder open-wheel race. Built in 1939 on Greek road, its current iteration holds the famous Hugenholt corner with 19 degrees of banking, and the final corner of Array Lewendijk with 18 degrees. Little room for error, and a track described by drivers as a roller coaster. Zandvoort promises close and exciting racing today. Welcome, one and all, to Artida Racing's Formula 3 Grand Prix Sundays. I'm Kendrick Garlic, and with me in the commentary box, as always, is Kendrick. Kendrick, how do you think this race will differ from last week at Spa?
First of all, Garlic, it's glad to be back here again, once again, sharing the commentary box with you. It's always a pleasure to be to do the commentary for these kinds of races. And also, yeah, as we saw from the last race, we saw some exciting racing from each other's drivers, and I expect no more than good racing, especially now that we have the servers locked with passwords, so the other randoms wouldn't really ruin the race for everybody else, especially the fast guys.
Certainly. Yeah, that's definitely going to help. And on those battles, today's races will see two 18-lap races around this famous circuit. After practice, we will have a 15-minute qualifying session, which will determine the first race grid. We will then have a second anniversary race, which promises to be completely chaotic. As with last week, a tyre wear race is at 300% and fuel usage rate is at 400%, so drivers will have to pit at least once. This means strategy will play an important factor in both races today. Of course, as usual, we are using the Formula RSS3 V619 provided by Racing Studios, which models the 2019 F3 cars. These cars have 380 brake horsepower under the bow pedal, with 680 kilograms of car to play with. These cars have ABS and traction control in order for drivers to be able to wrangle the cars around this track, as well as DRS, which will be utilized today. Now, the track itself is based off the original Kronos version, but edits have been made by Silence01, which you can find his version on Race Department, and we thank them for their edits. We have also used a reskin to mimic how Zandvoort looks in typical race day conditions, as you will be able to see thanks to this brilliant camera work by Kendrick. And that was provided us by Daniel Payez. You'll be able to find both the track redesign and reskin on racedepartment.com. Now, at the moment, we have a couple drivers on track. We currently have Ballista, who has recently joined us. You can just see Lakebun there, who's stopped at the moment. He's currently suffering from technical issues today, unfortunately, so it's a thought as to whether he will be racing or not. We also have Vohey currently going through Hugenholtz. And we have Scoop, who has joined the server, but I don't believe he has logged a lap yet.
So yeah, what are we currently expecting for at least for this practice session as of now?
Well, as you can see, we have about 29 minutes or so left. So at the moment, we're just waiting for drivers to start to flood in towards the server. I expect the drivers will start to pick up with about 10 minutes to go, as we saw last week. We will see some recurring faces and hopefully some new ones. For viewers' information, ideally, Team should be joining. He has expressed interest in joining today, but he has changed his in-game name to Reina. It is the same person, don't worry about that, but if you do get a wee bit confused, we are just going to be referring to him as Teen or Reina throughout the broadcast today. On track at the moment is, I believe, Ballista. It is Ballista at the moment. And I think it goes without saying that Ballista had a incredible race last time around.
Well, yeah, especially on that race too, starting from the back, being caught up with a massive accident going up Spa.
Spinning TV.
I think he really did a good job, from actually making a good race.
Certainly, and I believe he's having to able to repeat that today. Obviously, he had the DNF in the first race at Spa yesterday, as he posted a 1:24.6. Only time so far in the session, but we will certainly be seeing more. Also yesterday in our Porsche League races, he finished a first in the first race and a third in the second. So certainly continuing his well-renowned form.
Yeah, he continues to bedazzle us with his raw pace and talent. He surely is something else.
Absolutely. The moment he has just gone back to the pits, you'll be able to see that just in the bottom left of the moment. There he goes out. Of course, we still have a good 27 minutes or so before qualifying, so drivers are at the moment just figuring out the setups. They'll be going around the track doing either race trim or qualifying trim, just trying to eke out the last tenths in their car.
Let's view a lap of the track with from his perspective.
Certainly. And as I said beforehand, this is a complete roller coaster of the track here. You don't really get a single moment of break besides the front straight. Even then, it's not much of a break to speak of. Of course, this track being, I believe, 4.6 kilometers in length, the lap distance is very short.
Yeah, it's old, but it's good. You know, it's like fine wine. It was aged to perfection.
Pretty much. And this track beforehand has seen multiple iterations. I believe this is the 6th official iteration of Zandvoort. For those who have watched F1 back in the heyday, you would know that this track used to be a lot longer, but in its modern era, as we have been able to emulate through this set of courses today, it is a much shorter and much more close track, rivaling that of Monaco or Macau. See Melissa heading towards Tarzan. It's an interesting corner, this, as you see Scuba lead the server. Do you actually know the story of how Tarzan was named, Kendrick?
No, I'm actually intrigued why it's called Tarzan, and I'm really curious why it was really called Tarzan in the first place.
So legend has it that the rebuild of the track went into the plot of land of a man's house. Obviously, you don't want to be having a massive Grade 1 FAO certified track go through your lawn. So the racetrack builders obviously had to kind of deal with the owner of the house. And he wanted, alongside typical financial compensation, he said that if you could have the corner named after me, I'll allow it. That man's name was Tarzan, and so turn 1 at Zandvoort is called Tarzan Corner.
Supposedly he would get that legendary status from all the neighborhood surrounding it.
Absolutely.
Especially with the name Tarzan. Wow, can't believe a Dutchman, or maybe he's not Dutch. But yeah,
He might be Dutch.
Being called Tarzan is really something I would call rebellious.
Certainly. And you can see Ballista going through Ari Lewandijk. I apologize in advance for the Dutch pronunciations, and I'm going to be attempting them. Kendrick has outwardly said he's not going to bother trying. But Ari Lewandijk obviously is a bit of a centerpiece as well as Hugo Holtz, as we see Ballista just entering now, in terms of how Zandvoort is really known within racing. These cambered corners mimic that of typical American ovals. Obviously, we're within European-style open-wheel cars, and it certainly makes a bit of an interesting challenge for the cars.
Exactly, these cars are not built for those bank corners, and it's really scary once you start going up to the upper portion of the banks. You're gonna feel the oh my god. As I say that, so Ballista hit the wall there.
It's a little bit too fast.
Yeah,
currently sitting on a 123.9.
He dipped his tires to the grass there, so yeah, can't really brake in the grass with the slick tires. Going back, yeah, these cars are not built for that bank corner. It feels like you're floating.
And I don't think it's gonna be helped either, because immediately after that bank corner through Ari Lewandijk is the straight, and I believe that's the only usage of DRS on this entire track. And the drivers have complained, not also complained, but also pointed out the fact that it's quite risky to be moving around side to side on the straight with the DRS open, as you can very easily spin in these cars if you do that.
Yeah, these cars rely a lot on the downforce that produced by the wings. So yeah, weaving side to side in the straight is not it's not going to be healthy for your racing.
No, certainly not. I don't think that the doctors ascribed a wall for your health there.
True.
We see Rohei on track, one of the only other two drivers at the moment who set a time so far. We do have drivers on circuit, sorry, on the server at the moment. Lake Bun is currently on track. Seems as though he's fixed his technical issues by the looks of it. Hopefully he'll be able to post a time soon and be a bit competitive. But while we're waiting for Lake Bun to set time as he goes to Hans Chicane, I reckon his race last week is something to talk about. Obviously, he did quite well in the first race, P3, which was a really incredible effort by the Indonesian driver here.
Yeah.
But race 2, reckon that's one to forget, I think.
Yeah. That's also one to forget for him as well. It's really, it's really frustrating for you to have a bad race, especially when there's 2 races in the weekend. It's gonna hurt it's gonna hurt you mentally for the next upcoming race for next week, and it's really
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
stay in the back of your mind, constantly having doubts the next time.
Certainly. And for those who weren't watching our last week's broadcast, and you'll be able to catch future broadcasts if you'd like to by just hitting that subscribe button. Lake Bun ended up on his roof coming out of Kemmel Strait. For those who did watch, you remember that
Oh yeah.
James made a bit of an audacious swipe on Raj. Raj lost control after having DRS, and Lake Bun got tagged as a result of Raj's car losing control along the Kemmel Strait and then flipped on his roof. Thankfully, this is only virtual racing and not real racing, but of course, the Halo would have certainly lessened the damage if it was a real event, and no one was hurt other than people's prides.
Except for his wrist when maybe he's gonna use direct drive wheels.
I think he's a keyboard and mouse player, actually.
Okay, so he's protected.
Got 20 minutes to go. You can see Lake Bun is posted time for 1:25.1. A little bit off the pace in comparison to Ballista and Rohei, as we're currently following Rohei at the moment. He's posted a 24.1.
Speaking of lap times, what kind of qualifying times and race times are we expecting for this race?
Well, from the looks of it in previous practice sessions, the fastest time was a 1:23 dead. Actually, it was almost dead even.
Wow.
1:23.008. And that was posted by Sado. He had the fastest first sector and third sector. The fastest second sector belonged to Turch. I expect him to be joining us later today as well. He did 80 laps of practice, which is utterly ridiculous. But it shows the dedication of these drivers, certainly. So I expect we're going to be looking at similar times.
As Roy hits the wall there, probably locking up his rears.
Most likely. Thankfully, we have a bit of an empty track at the moment, so not too many people are going to be all that affected.
Yeah, as we said, this is a beautiful track that aged like fine wine. And
Certainly.
it's not one of those Herman Tilke tracks where you have the luxury of having a large run-ups to avoid damaging or outright destroying your car. So, yeah, these old tracks are really notorious for making your day.
No, certainly not. And as you were saying that, we saw Ballista getting it wrong into Hugenholz there, turn 3.
Yeah.
Of course, posting a 23.8, so he has improved his time by a 10th. But he is hopefully going to be able to get those setup equivalents for the race. The last thing you want to be doing is losing control into turn 3 on lap 1 around Zandvoort. Because that's just going to result in an absolute graveyard of cars.
Right as you say that, I noticed something from the two drivers that they're really trying to abuse the track limits on that back corner. They're moving upwards to more farther than what the white line dictates, which is legal to race in.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
never.
the banking there, from memory, is on the inside of the corner is pretty much completely flat. But the higher you go, the more banking that you've got to work with.
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
you're able to carry much more speed. We might be able to see all this in a moment here. You will see, instead of taking the traditional racing line, instead swoop it around the outside,
Yeah.
and you're able to keep the throttle much more and be able to get in the power hard early for this long complex of corners here.
So yeah, it's far different to what kind of corners we naturally take. These bank corners allows us to run the higher lines, the faster lines around the ovals. They say. I remember fondly when I was trying NASCAR out on Gran Turismo that these guys told me that the fastest way around the oval is to go to the higher banks and the shortest way around is the lower banks near the skirts. So yeah, I I don't really see the don't really see the compromise when we only have one bank corner. I mean, we have two. Uh, which corner is this? The last one. This is also bank. And we expect drivers to take the higher line to carry a higher speed going down the straight, rather than
Yeah,
taking the traditional inner portion.
you can just see Ballista doing that, certainly confirming your hypothesis there, Kendrick. At the moment, we have Lake Barn, Rohe, and Ballista on track. You can see just above. Scoop has just joined the server.
Can I just ask how
hopefully-
many? Oh, sorry. Can I just ask how many people are in the server already? Because at the moment the
Currently-
tower just registered two. I mean, 3 drivers.
Currently, you have 4 drivers, so we have 3 on track, and then Scoop just joined. We haven't got to the time yet.
All right, cool. We're starting to get the server populated already.
Now we are expecting more drivers than this, obviously. One that comes to mind, I believe, is G, who wasn't able to race last week at Spa. But hopefully he should be able to race today. He has put in some time into the track. He was on earlier during the practice session today. So we should be able to see his racing. We should also be seeing Teen, who's expressed interest, as well as Turch, who I think wants to be able to improve from his weekend in Spa.
Let's talk about G some more. He has not been recently racing, as we all know from the Porsche Cup and as well as in the Formula 3 Sundays. He hasn't been really racing recently, so we might expect
he
him to be a bit rusty from here on out. But I expect nothing more but good racing from him. He is really experienced, and I hope he have a good one.
Yep. And just on G, he's a controller player. He's the second fastest controller player, alongside Scoob. He came runner-up in the MX5 Class 40 Class Championship that Artito held a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
so he's
ahead
a
of
very
me.
fast driver. Yep, ahead of you, just. I'm sure you don't have any ill feelings about that whatsoever.
No. I have lots of respect with with all the drivers around here. Even the guys who are prone to accidents, that includes me. I have high respects from them, and I think, I think there's really how do you call this? It's good that we have equal respects to each and every drivers, regardless of their skill level, because you have to trust these guys whenever you go wheel to wheel with them.
Yeah, certainly. And at the moment, you won't be able to see, but Sato has just joined the server. Of course, beforehand, he has posted the fastest time, the 1:23.008 during practice, 8 tenths faster than Ballista at the moment. Whether he'll be able to repeat that performance is yet to be seen, but we know he's a very consistent driver, and certainly gave Ballista a run for his money last weekend. Obviously, in race 2, we had the battle between them.
Yeah,
It was,
will we see the
timing
dynamic go fight again for the top spot of the race?
Honestly, I suspect that to be the case. I reckon Vohe is going to have a bit more involvement in the top spots today. He had quite a bit of pace on him. But of course, Ballista and Sato, known as very fast drivers in Artito, will be able to continue with their consistent, incredible pace and provide us with some excellent racing today.
Yeah, hopefully we do watch these excellent races, because all that action from last time really intrigued me to watch more and commentate over this. It's really fun, watching them battle, doing the commentary work. It just adds a bit more tenseness and intensity whenever you're watching these kinds of stuff.
Certainly. And you're just seeing Lake Bun disappear from your screen. Hopefully he's not suffering from the technical issues that we were talking about earlier. We do hope that we'll be able to see a pretty sizable grid for today's race.
Yeah, hopefully a decent number of drivers will join.
Certainly.
But if not, well then I encourage you, dear viewers, to also join in the league as well as the Discord server.
Nice plug.
Yeah, because you know, you'd find good races whenever you're joining these kinds of closed door stuff instead of joining public lobbies.
Certainly. And typically speaking, we have live moderation. We'll have closed lobbies as we have today. And in our league races, we will also have race directors and review instances. So, pretty comprehensive system to make sure that the racing's clean and fair for everyone.
Yeah, as well, having those strict rules really affects the quality of racing as well. And I think having strict rules makes I don't know. Of course, it's going to produce cleaner racing, but as well as the drivers have to take more caution whenever they're making moves.
Certainly. Although it does help in terms of the racing as well, because you won't have your typical like touring car like racing as an example where you can just bash off your opponent into the grass. There's a little more finesse involved, and it really showcases the driver's ability rather than the driver's tendency to crash.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with these Formula 3 cars, not only Formula 3 but open wheel cars as well. You need to be more delicate with them, because just a bit of damage, you know, could really ruin your race because it severely affects the handling of the car.
Yeah, certainly. These things aren't particularly designed to have rub involved between them. At the moment, we just had G join the server. We were talking about G beforehand. Fellow Australian is G. Hopefully we'll have Gusty join us today. I'm not entirely sure if he will or not. But we'll at least have the Australian representation on the bit, which makes me happy.
I wish we can have Zet here as well. The also lovable Zet. And is Teen here? What's his new name now? His new IGN.
Reina.
Reina. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And as well as Miko from the last outing, he was really putting up a show from the first race as well, being overtaken by Raj on the last corner of the last lap. That was intense, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting to make those kind of moves. But
it was an incredible race last time at Spa. Hopefully we'll be able to repeat some of that racing today.
Yeah, it will be really cool to see those kind of moves again. But I doubt that it's going to be on the last corner, because it's just basically a drag race right after the second to the last corner.
Yeah, this track, as tight as exhilarating it is for driver skill, it doesn't really open itself up too much for overtaking. There are some possibilities in Sector 2, obviously, otherwise this wouldn't be as celebrated a track as it is, but it's a very narrow track, it's a very difficult track, so you're often relying on the driver in front of you to make a mistake to be able to open the door for you.
Yes, exactly, because I mean there are some portions of it that's ample to make overtakes, because there are certain corners, especially on Sector 2, that's wide enough to go wheel to wheel. But for the most part, you'll only see them, I guess, head to toe with each other.
Now, at the moment we have a couple more drivers on track. At the moment we have Sato, who's yet to pass the time, but I believe he's doing a hot lap at the moment. As I said before, G has joined the server, but he's currently fiddling with his setup. With about 8 minutes to go with practice,
What's
Bun
this?
has started to
Parking?
park it up. I don't know how that's happened.
I don't know as well. I'm really intrigued how he does that. But I guess you wouldn't see this often. Formula 3 car parked in the infield is what they call it, right?
Yeah, the paddock.
A paddock, yeah, that's the better term for it. Wow. Let's get a close up on that car. so we can
And,
see more detail.
Usually, the race cars are on track as opposed to off of it. I believe Lake Bun might have decided to have a bit of an explore at the moment, but it
Maybe,
does certainly make for some Pinterest views.
They needs a bit of relaxation before the qualifying itself, which we only have 7 minutes for in this practice session.
Yes.
Let's just look at how beautiful the RSS modders have done with the car. Details and all of
Certainly.
that.
It's a very well done mod, considering it is free, obviously.
Yeah.
Racing videos do have some paid content, but this model in particular is completely free. It's a very well done mod. Racing studios have always been the pinnacle of detail when it comes to Assetto Corsa modding, and this car is no different.
He's wiggling.
He lives. I think he's saying hi.
I hope he's watching this.
Lake Bun, get back on the track.
Yes, please. Unless you're really confident with your lap times now, so I guess you're just chilling out.
And speaking of lap times, Sada just posts a 23.3.
Yeah. There we go. There's the battle for the top spot now. They're even flexing it for us in practice sessions. Look at the detail on that. That rear suspension. It's gated to the
Wow. I think Sada's Lake Bun said enough. He's going back to the pits now.
Yep.
There we go.
Well, yeah, that's a bit of a close-up on those cars, which is really phenomenal modding work by RSS, as you said. The pinnacle of modders in Assetto Corsa.
Certainly. And as we've got 5 minutes, give or take, left of practice, might be able to get 1 or 2 more drivers in, but this will be the grid for today. G still hasn't posted a time yet, so we will have at least 6 drivers today. Smaller amount than
but
what we typically have.
hopefully more cleaner racing, even though it's smaller.
True. But I think of all the tracks that we're going to have a smaller field, I think Zandvoort will probably give itself a little better, considering just how narrow this track is.
Yeah, and well, the track is significantly smaller than the last outing, so yeah, hopefully,
Yes, much smaller.
hopefully, the gap goes closer even more than we had previously. As I invented a new word right there, glap. We shall add that to the dictionary.
Absolutely. And at the moment, the running order, as we see Sado in P1 with the 23.3, Bliss with the 23.8, he hasn't been able to improve on that time, but he is on hard tyres at the moment, so you may expect to see a faster time with that. Lake bonus just appeared off our screen, so not entirely sure why. Hopefully we'll be able to return. P3, we have Verhey on 24.1. He is
Does somebody stop on
pits.
track? Scooby.
Oh. Scoops off.
Yep.
And he is teleported back to the pits. And G is yet to set time. But he is currently on track at the moment.
Look at how back that corner is on the
Yeah.
on the P cam. Shall we see it again?
Let's.
Let's do it on the driver's side view. Rather the visor.
Cool.
Yeah. I guess there's really no.
Getting all hairy out
oh,
there.
yeah.
Somehow keeps it off the ground, off the wall there, so.
Yeah, as I said, that that top portion of the bank is really gonna unsettle the car. It's really floaty around there once you started going up there.
Yep, and these cars are also, despite having traction control, are still quite nippy, particularly in braking zones. I believe it's something to do with the limited slip differential, if my setup memory is serving me correctly.
I mean, the drivers are really are free to tune the LSD, so yeah, they can. Maybe some drivers wanted a bit more lock, some wanted a bit more open.
Possibly. Or Scoob might just have more faith in his ability to drive, he decided to forego traction
Well,
control for today.
if memory serves well, Scoob is notorious with setting up the car.
That is true, actually. Scoob is known for his very slippy setups. Of course, with being a control player, you don't quite have the amount of steering angle that you would typically with a wheel. And so Scoob has been able to compensate that with much more oversteery setup and able to catch the car much easier with.
Yeah, I still
a
think
controller.
he's brave, especially going for an oversteer setup on a controller. You don't really feel when the car is about to is about to start to get loose. You know, you don't really
No.
have that sense of feeling.
No, but I have heard from keyboard and mouse drivers and controller drivers as well that they'll often use the audio within the game to be able to figure out what the tires are doing.
Ah.
And so that's able to somewhat like supplement the loss of natural feeling that you get from a controller, keyboard, and mouse.
Yeah, I don't really get it, how they hear those kind of sounds. Personally, for me, I just feel it through the wheel whenever it's getting loose.
Yeah. That's fair.
And speaking of setups, what wheel are you using, Garlic?
I have a T248 from Thrustmaster. Had it for just
that's the
under a
new
year
wheel,
now.
right?
Yeah, it's the new one.
That's cool. How is it so far?
Yeah. It's a very good wheel. I wouldn't recommend it for drifting if you're a big drifting person, but for anything else, it's brilliant. The strength and the force feedback is just like it does the job. The pedals in particular are absolutely gorgeous. I reckon the pedals themselves have given me like at least half a second in terms of pace
Yeah,
because they're just like so good.
I certainly think it's better than the T3PA that they previously had for the T300 wheel.
Yep.
I mean, the overall
believe
design
they
is.
I believe they have a different sensors from memory.
Yeah, because the T3PA still use potentiometers, while the T3PM that you're using are using what do you call it? Hall effects, magnets.
That sounds about right.
And to that, we draw our practice session to a close.
Yep. Already we're done. So it seems that we'll have the 6 races today, unless someone decides to join in the middle of qualifying. As I said before at the start of the broadcast, we'll have 15 minutes of qualifying to determine our first race grid. And the results from the first race will dictate a reverse grid.
Well, I nominate Ryan to join in the fun as well.
That's fair, actually. Where is he at the moment?
The IDDS drifter. Yeah, he's in the. I know that he's watching this because he just chatted something that I'm not supposed to say on camera.
But for those who aren't as aware of our Twitter's community, Ryan Pennington is a IDDS sim drifter. He won the Pro 2 championship last year, is currently in Pro 1, and I believe he has plans to do drifting in real life in competition in Indonesia. So we have a little bit of a claim to fame there in terms of our professional drivers.
I mean, I know that Zandvoort is notorious for having small gaps in between garages, but I didn't notice that it was that dramatic.
As we transition into qualifying at the moment, I'll go through the running order. P1 we have Sato on 23.3. P2 I believe only 3 tenths off, so he has improved his time by 2 tenths over the course of the session. The 23.6. In P3, starting with the 24s, 24.1 by Rohe. P4 is G in his first broadcasted outing on a 24.4. P5 Scoob on a 24.7, and Lakebun on the only 25 time on 25.1.
Oh my god, Jesus, look how close that is.
I believe the redesign of the track also included more pit boxes, so it's a very small pit lane.
Oh my god. I mean, from the Formula One race, we saw that the small pit lane also affected the pit stops. Like we saw Sergio Perez hitting one of the mechanics' wheel guns on the Ferrari garages, right?
Yes, I actually remember that. So this track is known for its very small pit lane, as the drivers taxi out onto the circuit to begin their qualifying sessions.
I guess that's you.
Yep. Okay, I'm not driving, but have to be here to be able to see the racing itself.
Yep. I guess you're using the Prima cars.
Yeah, apparently so.
And I'm guessing that's me on the back.
Yeah, I believe so. Fortunately, a set of courses doesn't have a official spectator mode, so you have to take up a pit box.
Yeah.
Which in bigger racing that can be an issue, but today less so. Hopefully, in the weeks to come, we'll be able to have more drivers be able to partake. I believe some people are going through their exams at the moment, so that's certainly going to be affecting the turnout, as well as actual F3 being held on at the moment, I believe. So some drivers, I believe Raj has elected to not race today, be able to focus on the real racing itself.
Yeah. Certainly a busy weekend, not only for us Filipinos, but to everybody else as well that's participating.
Certainly.
As
And we'll just
who is
see
the first
G.
car? Is it Jeet? Okay.
Yep, it is G. He'll open the DRS and start his lap.
Unfortunately, we still can't see their lap.
No, unfortunately not. There goes Leg Bun. Seems though he's fixed his issues.
Scooby.
There goes
the
Scoob.
Third. Who's the next car? Oh, Sato.
Sada. And then we'll have Ballista immediately afterwards. It's coming across now.
Okay, while
That's
waiting.
such a good sound.
Yeah, while waiting for them to post their time so that we can click through their names and see their laps on board. Let's hang by on some portions of the track. Particularly, where do you want me to put this camera?
I reckon turn 14 would be good to be able to see the drivers going through.
Alright,
As you can hear the really good modding done by Sound01, so before the start of the broadcast. If you'd like to drive this track yourself, it's the updated version. I believe it's the 2021 rendition. You'll be able to find that on Race Department.
Alright, here we are. Yes, who's the rounding out in this turn 13? Who would it be?
We'll expect to see G in a moment coming through the Ari Lewandijk.
Oh, it's Scooby.
Oh, that's Scoob there. So G is abandoned his lap by the looks of it.
Look at how banked that corner is.
Ugh. It was 19 degrees of banking, I said before.
It's I think it's on par with some of the NASCAR tracks.
Seems about right, honestly. Be interested to see, because I think North Hampshire, from memory, has about like 22 degrees banking. So yeah, it's certainly aligned with some of the oval racing that we see in America.
Have the drivers posted times yet?
They have actually. So Ballista's posted a time of a 23.8, and Scoopy posted a time of 24.4.
Okay.
They're the only two drivers.
All right, so we had these technical difficulties before. So what I will do is just rejoin. So for a sec,
Yep.
give me some time.
So unfortunately, these things do happen.
And I
Can't
think
always.
Yeah, I think it will always happen. So every time we have a qualifying session, I would always back out.
Yep. But we shall know for the future. At the moment, no drivers have posted times yet. Neither G, Rohei, Sato, or Lake Bun have posted times. Ballista is currently on a hot lap at the moment. He is just going through turn 10. He is backed off, sorry. So he won't be doing a hot lap at the moment. Scoobs is transiting out of the pits as we speak. Lake Bun is yet to do a time yet. He's still in the pits. Sato is currently on a hot lap. He's just going through the master corner at the moment. And Rohei is approaching, I believe this is the second last corner. No, sorry, that's the master corner as well.
Yep. Still no times on the AC tower, so.
No. So while Ken Jake sets up the stream, both for me and for you viewers, we haven't been missing anything yet. G
there we
has. There we are. When you get the opportunity, you can share that with me, please.
Hold on. There you are.
While you were away, G, technically speaking, did post a time of 3 minutes 23. So please think, oh, we can fly.
Let's go on board with Ballista for now. I mean,
If-
on this next lap. If hopefully you will take another lap.
Hopefully.
So you wanna comment over the the lap if he's going for another one?
Yeah, why not? I'll try to pronounce the corners. Nope, he's hit the wall. Never mind. There, he's teleported back to the pits. He'll wind himself up again for another attempt. I believe G is just going through the Hunter chicane at the moment, so he should hopefully be posting a faster time. Unfortunately, we aren't able to show the times at the moment. For some reason, they're not registering. Vohey is posted at 24.5, and Sado is posted at 23.9. So the current running order is Ballista, Sado, Scoob, Vohey, G, Lake Fun.
Unfortunately, I don't know why we're having this.
It always happens in qualifying too, never in the race.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we
There
are.
we go.
Better late than never, I guess.
We do remind viewers this is an 8-year-old game, so it's going to be a little bit of a jank.
Yep. So yeah, you gonna comment over the this lap?
Yep, let's try it.
All right. I'll leave the seat to you then. Once we get to the main straight, we will
Approaching
move
go
to,
through turn 10 at the moment.
we will move to T camp.
You see Scoob behind Ballista at the moment. Obviously, he doesn't quite have the pace to be able to overtake Ballista, as Sado hits a 123.842, just narrowly edging up Ballista. But as we head towards the second to last corner.
All right. We'll be putting on cue.
Excellent. We go through Ariluan Dike, as obviously we're buzzing the limiter. This is the fastest point of the circuit. Going past 260 kilometers an hour, DOS is open about an hour or so. Now pick your braking marker about the 100 board or so. Down into second into Tarzan. You want to be on the power as early as possible, not too early, otherwise you could be drifting out onto the grass. Go through turn 2 into Hugenholtz. That banks corner, obviously. Ballista using all of the track and then some more. Getting the power immediately as we go through the complex of turn 4. Through there. Turn 5 and into turn 6 of Sotomaca. So we hit into turn 7 of Svevlak. See, using all the curb there, just about keeping it together in 5th gear. Down into 4th, into the master corner. Back on the power, then into 2nd, into turn 9. Turn the car in, getting on the power immediately. Of course, that jet control is certainly helping him. Braking just about the orange mark there on the board. Then getting on the power, going 3rd, 4th, and into 5th just about. Braking about the 100 board or so into the Hunt chicane. Getting a little wobbly, he's gone wide there, that's certainly going to cost him time. He's able to cut back on a late apex, get the power immediately afterwards. Into 4th, should be shifting back down to 3rd, the second to last corner. Get on the power, and at this point it's just flat out through Ari Lewandijk. 4th, into 5th, DRS, and that is a lap of Zandvoort.
Wow.
And
So
it's
yeah,
a lap of a 23.4.
immediately improves his time after one go. It's amazing. I'm not one of those people who are capable of just doing just one hot lap.
Yep. It is quite a good ability from Ballista. Obviously, beforehand he is quite an incredible driver, as we have all seen. He goes towards another hot lap. We've got about just under 6 minutes to go of this qualifying session. We'll be able to determine our grid for the race. Lake Bun still is yet to post the time. He's struggling, appears to be with setup this time. He hasn't particularly had the greatest times, but he is out on track at least. So that's a start. And you can just see Sado currently in P2, the only other driver alongside Ballista to break into the 23s. He's going to be hoping to be able to set faster time than Ballista. His fastest time in practice was 8/10 quicker than his current time at the moment. Hopefully be able to get around that pace. At the moment we have Lake Barn slow on track at the moment. I think he's just warming himself up for his hot lap. But
As he
he
starts,
appears to
yep.
be struggling.
He's now starting his hot lap actually.
Excellent. Lake Barn appears to be struggling in terms of pace at the moment. He's slowed down just going through Ari Lewandijk at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show that to you. See Sado
Sliding a bit
Going
through there, yeah.
And you're not able to see that Lake Bun did post a time of 1:55.2, so I believe he's struggling in some regard with either fuel or something
Oh.
on the line. The Sada goes off into the wall.
Yeah, I think
And,
that I think that corner right there upon exit is going to be really notorious. Whenever you have to be brave through that corner, right? And
Yep.
that's right after Master Ball, right? Or
I
grenade.
believe so, yeah.
You have to be quite brave when you're going to apply throttle because you have to carry a lot more speed, a lot of more momentum whenever you're going through that corner.
Absolutely. We see Sato going for a reattempt here. As you can see, he's down just under 0.4 of a second from Ballista's time. Got about 3.5 minutes left of the session. Lake Bun, unfortunately, still struggling with some sort of difficulties. Not entirely sure what it is.
I guess cars are really not going for him there.
Possibly, but 1:55.2 implies really a bit more of a deeper issue than your typical fuel and tires. Hopefully be able to rectify that. As we have this law at the moment, just drivers prepare for the final laps. I invite viewers to like, stream, subscribe. We ideally be doing F3 races every week. There's a little bit of a lower turnout today, unfortunately. Typically we'll see many more drivers competing.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the track. It's an amazing track, but it's really difficult for newcomers as well.
Yeah, that can certainly be a bit of a challenge. Hopefully next week we'll be able to have a circuit that's a good balance of difficulty, but as well as simplicity. So newcomers will be able to approach the track much easier.
Okay, so now Free Play Sato going for his hot lap. Hopefully he would not be interfered by traffic at all. The guy
Hopefully not. That is Ballista in front. And as we're talking, Ballista posted a 23.1, so that's the second fastest time that we have seen on the server, only beaten by Sada's aforementioned 23 dead. Sada, unfortunately, not able to quite get the pace here as we would be expecting.
Especially with Roy in front of him. He moves away.
Yeah, but hey.
Always a good boy.
At the moment, we can see Sato. It appears as though he's on a hot lap at the moment, or at least preparing for a hot lap at the dying stages of qualifying. Let's head towards the Hans-Ernst chicane, turn 11 and 12. And hopefully we will see more representative time from Sato, or at least preparing for one. Time now. Yes, we do. 23.6, so not quite as fast as I was expecting, honestly.
But still improves his previous outing.
Does improve his outing as Scoop has snuck into 23, so we should be able to see a bit more of a closer battle up at the front. We're here on a 24.5 and G on a 25 dead. We certainly know he's much more capable in terms of pace than that time. He's currently just going through Ari Lewandijk on towards the straight now. Might be able to see an improvement on his time soon. We do a 24.7, so that's certainly better.
Yep, G as well, yeah. So I'm guessing we would have closer racing for the races.
I suspect that to be the case, yes. And I think we saw beforehand, all drivers have been prone towards making mistakes, particularly around 2 halts and 3. So that will certainly compact the racing a little bit, and we will have a strategy to deal with the race. I believe it's going to be 2 stops from memory, as well as dealing with fuel.
Alright, I think this would be Sato's final qualifying lap. So let's see if he improves. Will he take provisional pole?
Time of 23.1 to beat.
Oh,
Will he do it?
No, I didn't.
Not quite.
Not quite,
He
but
does improve.
improves. Yeah. We'll see Scooby now.
Scoob won't improve his time, unfortunately. So we have the grid battle to it. G won't be able to do it in the lap. We saw his last lap beforehand. Rohei has finished
Oh yeah,
as he goes into the wall.
finished to the wall.
Yep. And Lake Bun has elected not to qualify. I believe he's still struggling with some sort of difficulties. Hopefully be able to sort that by race. So we have our grid for the first race. A smaller grid than I think we were expecting, but a good nonetheless. P1 we have Ballista for 23.1. P2 we have Sato at 23.5. Slower than we were expecting from him. We were expecting him to take pole. But P2 is certainly giving him the opportunity to take the race win today. P3 is Scoob and a good picking up of performance at 23.8. P4 is Rohan at 24.4. And P5 G on 24.7. Unfortunately, we can't show it to you, unfortunately, but Late Bun posted a time of a 1:55.2. Certainly, that's not representative of his actual pace. We'll hopefully be able to see glimpses of that in the coming moments.
Yes, we collect our nerves here first before we start the race. So, what do you expect for the first corner?
I think turn 3 will be the graveyard. I think turn 1 will be okay. We might have a spin, but I think turn 3 will be the deciding corner.
Oh shit. Sorry for that. Really sensitive on the sticks.
I'm just getting confirmation from the drivers that it will be a 2-stop race. So we will see drivers going into the box at least twice.
Okay, so we're going to see more strategy options that will open up for these drivers.
Certainly. And with Zandvoort being such a grip-intensive circus, the tyres are going to take quite a beating.
Yeah, these corners really really takes the word out of mechanical grip.
I don't think the camper particularly helps much either. Obviously, it's going to degrade the tyres in ways that not particularly used to.
Alright, here we are, countdown for the race. We'll see the drivers line up. So 15-second countdown before the lights start. Yep, so we're going to wait for 6 red lights. As the drivers rev their engines, waiting for that 6 red lights. Hopefully anticipation won't kill them.
To 6 red lights. And away we go. It seems though Sato has got a pretty good start alongside Ballista. You have the inside line going to turn 1 already ahead of him. Cisco dancing around behind him as well. He's got Rohei for company at the moment. They go single file into turn 2. Hopefully keeping it all together. Sato already established himself in the lead. Lake Bun clearly getting much more pace in comparison to what he was doing in qualifying. G settles into P5 fairly nicely, unfortunately able to make his positions at the start.
Oh yeah, we had a relatively clean first lap. Hopefully we won't jinx it.
Fingers crossed. We didn't particularly help with commentator curse last week, obviously.
Race, yep.
Scuba goes a little wide there. Rohei getting right on the back of Scuba at the moment. It seems as though he's slow to start off.
Yeah, I'm surprised that no one is really running away with the race. Still particularly in order and in good gaps as well.
Absolutely. And just for viewers' information, the tyres at the moment, everyone is on hards besides Scoop is on the softs. So Scoop is hopefully going to be able to get a bit of a jump in the early stages of the race. But that will of course come back to bite a lot of stages as it's deal with slower tyres.
What do you think the hards are possible for one stop?
I don't think so, honestly. Just because of the nature of the circuit and the fact that it's so good.
Oh, somebody's on the grass.
Oh!
Probably lagged. Oh my god.
Scoop's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
DNF, probably disconnected or something.
Scoop had a big old disconnection there. Don't know what happened there, but that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
He was going pretty well.
Pretty scary if you ask me.
Yeah.
Just went straight through the corner.
He's rejoined the race, or is he going to be a wee bit behind? Depends on whether he's going to be racing the remainder of the race or not.
Yeah.
Seen.
Unfortunate for him.
He is pulling out of the pits now, so he will continue racing. Good man. But he's going to be down a bit of time. You can see at the moment the battle for P1. Sato has able to establish himself into the race pace over Ballista, but Ballista is keeping right behind Sato, and we'll have the DRS to help going out of the final corner. So in towards the Hans chicane. Ballista trying to gain as much time as possible here, because he's going to see himself up very well for the...
Did I just see G made a mistake? No. I just saw someone go to the...
Might have been Bohei, looks like.
Yeah, probably did.
And G's going to have the slipstream, get on board with him here. Eventually, there we go. Right behind Bohei. Bohei goes towards the inside. Goes to defend the line here. We have purples all the way around. G decides to go around the outside. Not quite sticking. Bohei's able to keep the line itself. Let's go single file again. G looks towards the right. It's not quite work. He pops him, and they're round. And G overbroke himself into Bohei there. And Lakeman will say, "Thank you very much. I'll take that." Goes into third now.
Oh, still Scooby is still far away from them. So yeah, they're still fighting in some battle.
And they're still fighting.
Yeah.
See the absolute intensity between the two. Meanwhile, Sato has gapped Ballista a little bit now, but Ballista's still keeping in tow.
Oh, I see G goes wide there.
G goes wide, and he may have had tire damage at the moment. Right here, I would say thank you. Going to LeBlanc, who's at Scoob around again.
Yeah, Scoob around again, yeah. He's really trying to push. They're still fighting.
They are still fighting. I think those softs are starting to degrade a little bit.
I think Roy just slid a bit through there. They're
side more. By side. Oh, they're right there. G will just outbreak and they're going to the Hans chicane now. But right here obviously have the DRS and the slipstream to work with.
Yes, DRS is now available for the drivers to use if they are within 1 second of a gap.
Right here goes a little bit wide there, but hopefully be able to square it up. Going to R line dike. Our line dike. As beforehand, Dutch pronunciations aren't going to be very good today. Isn't quite close enough. He will have the DRS, I believe. Only has to use the DRS. If he does it to the slipstream, he's going into Tarzan. Right on to lap 4 already. There's already been quite a fair bit of action. G is starting to pull away as we have the pit open, so the strategies are going to start to be in effect now. Bohei takes a very wide line in comparison to G, who takes that flat inside line, and I think it's going to be beneficial for his time. You see visually, Bohei is able to claw about a car and a half distance towards G. And meanwhile, we do have Sato and Ballista's gap starting to stabilize a little bit, around 6 tenths or so. I think Ballista's more than content to waiting for the meantime, letting the strategy and the race play out.
Yeah, both Sato and Ballista, as well as Jin and Rohes, having good battles throughout the race.
And at the moment, Lakebun just at himself at the moment because of 127.7 last lap. Both G and Rohe obviously unable to post representative laps at the time, given
as Lakebun goes to the gravel.
Nope, that's not going to help this time. But at the moment, as he's leaving our line dike, you might be able to see in the background, G and Bohei are going to start clawing back to him. It's going to be a question of whether Lakebun can keep his pace. Both drivers posting a 26, while Lakebun only posting a 28 at that lap. So the pace difference is quite clear, and you kind of have to say, Ken Jake, it's only really a matter of time before these two drivers swallow Lakebun back up again.
Exactly. Lakebun, through his mistakes, not really helping him retain the third position.
No, not quite. You just see Rohei keeping with G at the moment. I reckon he's probably trying to preserve his tyres or just keep it in the slipstream, keep with him.
Yeah, I think he's maintaining his position so that G can probably assist him to prolong his tyres by not fighting too much and staying in the tow.
You see Scoop posting a 125 dead, I believe. Yep, 125.037. Thankfully, he is on the lead lap, so he is still in somewhat contention. If driver ahead makes a major mistake, he will be able to capitalize on that.
Hold on right here, maybe we'll see Ballista, maybe closing the gap a bit more.
He's going to be closing. I don't think he's DRS enabled, but he is gaining. 124.6 set by Ballista. Certainly a tenth faster than Sato, but his fastest time for 1:26.7 this race.
Yep. Less than a half of a second now between them.
And we can also see the difference in line between Sato and Ballista. Ballista takes a much more wider approach on the entry, but Sato will square it up, diving the car into turn 3 before squaring it up on towards the straight. And it'll be interesting to see what the difference is in terms of times. I mean, into turn 9 at the moment.
Yeah, turn 9 to turn 10, yep. We're still closing in the gap. We pretty much know Ballista is a very patient driver and he will wait for you to make your mistakes, and he will. And I repeat, he will capitalize on your mistakes. As I said that, I went a bit wide through there, through the gravel. Commentator's curse is not really helping them.
Kendrick yet again ruining the race.
Yeah. I didn't know I have a curse that I can I'm lost for words for what I just said right there.
Well, in the meantime, gap between Lake and G has closed down to just under 2 seconds now. Lake Bun unfortunately were able to capitalize on the positional advantage again. You can see on the screen at the moment, that's Lake Bun right in front of G. G started to pull away from Bohei, who might have had some sort of mistake. Both are on the same tyres, but of course that crash might have affected their tyre health a little differently. And he goes into the pits immediately, realizing that he does not have the pace advantage at the moment. Depending on what his strategy is, at least someone else is in the pits.
Rohei also followed him through the pits. Oh, it's gonna be really difficult for him. You're blocking the...
He does get into the pit box, thankfully.
Yeah. This time he did.
And Lake Bun and Vohei released it. Vohei had a shorter pit stop, so he must have taken on more fuel at the start, or he's taking on less fuel now. Wonder if Lake Bun's hoping to fuel it towards the end.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll see Lake Bun fight with Rohei right here as they take a very different line through turn 3 right there.
Yep. As I said beforehand, the top line is, strictly speaking, the faster one.
And the bottom bit is going to be the shortest way around it.
Yep. On board now with Lake Bun. Go to the slaughter marker. Into turn 9.
Oh,
see the gap pretty stable at the moment as Sato's into the pits. And as Ballista, so we're going to have a big battle in terms of pit speed. And they're right between each other. There's nothing separating them.
So, who do you think will come out on in front after the pit stop? Who will have the shorter one? They go at the same time! Wow!
And there's nothing that can separate them. Ballista and Sato both come out in P2 and P3 respectively. G assumes the lead. No, sorry, G is in the pits. So unfortunately the timing screams are a little incorrect. Those drivers are ahead of G. G is just exiting the pits at the moment.
Wow, it's amazing that they both went in and they both accelerated out of the pit boxes.
Lake Bun posted a 316, so I believe he might have had a spin of some description. Currently on board with him at the moment on my screen, and it appears as though he's struggling quite a bit with the car. So it's something going to be detrimental to his time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I said, those mistakes will really punish you in this circuit.
In the meantime, Scoop has, strictly speaking, assumed the lead. He's still in the soft tyres, surprisingly. But he is in the lead.
Yeah. I guess how long do you think he can prolong this before he stops?
It'll be interesting because from memory he has higher tire pressures on his setups. That's certainly going to benefit the tire life because there's going to be less friction, obviously. Counter to that is obviously less grip, so it will depend. But he does have quite a fair gap to the rest of the field. 35 seconds last lap on Ballista. And that is about a pit stop's time. So we could see Scoob on strategy alone get back into this race.
Once again, Ballista and Sato really fighting for the position right there.
Yep, and there's barely anything separating them at the moment.
Well, they kinda are separated for a bit for now. still we're just halfway throughout the race, and there's still, as you guys said from the drivers as well, that there will be 2 pit stops.
And you can see Sato is gaining quite a fair bit in second two at the moment. Whether that's outlet pace or a setup decision is yet to be seen. If he's in the pits at the
Scooby in
moment.
the pits, yep.
He's just in his box now, so it'll be interesting to see how this develops as the 2 Japanese drivers going through the Hunt chicane at the moment. Going towards turn 13, Scuba's already out of the box. Coming through Tarzan at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to maintain for now his provisional pole.
And somehow from a disconnect, he has gotten into P1
Yeah.
on merit.
Yeah, I can't believe that that happened for him. How did that work out for him? I'm sorry, what? Is he still on first or what happened here?
I mean, it might not be actually, might have been a lap down there.
Oh.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that is actually really weird.
Yeah, he's tumbling down the order at the moment. Yet to press the time.
I guess it's the mistake from the tower itself, so my bad if there was confusion there. But it would certainly be an interesting race if he was on first.
Yes. Would be very interesting, but it appears those within striking distance of Lake Bump. Maybe able to get P5 here if he's lucky.
We'll see. Still, we still have a long race to go for now.
Yep, we're just about halfway now. 2 Japanese drivers pretty close together to go through the Hansa chicane again. Sato, not entirely sure what his game plan is here.
Oh! There was a mistake that happened there between G
Oh,
and...
and we have a battle 3-3 at the moment.
We just saw on the radar that somebody slowed down, so I guess there was a mistake that happened.
They are battling at the moment. Hopefully this time G doesn't send Rohi into the Shadow Realm, but I think he's probably learned his lessons. He goes for the cutback here, can't quite get on the power early enough. Rohi will gain about half a car length distance going into
He
turn
will still
13.
have the benefits of DRS as he goes wide through there.
He goes very wide there, and that's going to compromise him quite a bit. He won't have the slipstream.
And he won't have DRS as well, yeah.
No, he won't.
Unfortunate for that run.
Certainly. So Rohe goes into P3. Certainly a good race from him so far. Besides obviously the crash he had with G, he's had a pretty good race.
Yeah. To say that the Rohe as well is in 3rd place. He has the last step of the podium. And,
Yes, and
still there are 8 or 9 laps left. Even
8, I believe.
Yeah, 8 laps for G to make move for Rohe.
Certainly, as we said before, this is most expected to be a 2-stop race. So, oh gee, catching the car a little bit there. Obviously, drifting open wheelers isn't the fastest way around, nor is it the most helpful for
the tires.
The tires. But you definitely see that he's pushing the car to its absolute limits and a little bit beyond, trying to keep the Rohe at the moment. Gap stabilizing at about a second. And he is in DRS range. Speaking, whether he will use DRS is yet to be seen.
That is indeed.
He likes not to.
And lap is still close, so he will not have the benefits of DRS. Meanwhile, Balista and Sato still going for it. The gap is still under a second.
And Balista is starting to pull out a little bit of a gap towards Sato. It was in the extremities about 9 tenths. Stabilized back down to 7 tenths. So I suspect that it's a setup difference between Sato and Balista. Sato obviously has the pace in Sector 2 and Sector 1.
Yeah,
Sector 3.
I surely doubt that between these two guys have the same setup. I mean, the philosophy itself, how they drive the car is very different.
Certainly. See it on board now as we head close towards turn 13. Hopefully, get the power a little bit here. He does. The gap reduces to 5 tenths. Ken Jake falls over, I assume. But 5 tenths now, he is just in slipstream. Oh, he's not just in slipstream range. He just
He
placed the
takes the
fastest lap,
fastest
only
lap, yeah.
5. Very good lap. So Ballista may have made a mistake here with his tires are starting to go off. Sato now seems to be having the upper hand going into turn 2.
Ballista takes the wider line across there. I think Sato followed last minute through there.
Yep, you can see the gap just widening both visually and on the time between there from 5 tenths back to 8. G posted 125.7 as his fastest time, but he is into the pits.
Rohe in the pits. G takes the last spot of the podium as of now. I guess Rohe take the undercut for the second portion of the stops.
Yep.
And
Next up from Rohe, he's getting off the mediums. I believe he's gone onto a new set of mediums as well there, so he'll be good towards the end there. Had a very quick stop.
A bit too wide to the backs. Cold tires as well, you know.
Yep. Those cold tires aren't going to be particularly helpful, particularly around such a grip-intensive track. Scoop posted 1:24.6. He is on the medium tires at the moment. I'm not really sure if he's going to be pitting again or not. He has expressed that this is a 2-stop race, so I found out it was. Whether his race will be a 2-stop or not is yet to be seen.
Sato, stop.
Sato's in, so I reckon he's decided to bite the bullet now and hopefully get the benefit of the undercut, and that is going to be beneficial considering how grip intensive the track is on Zandvoort. Fresh tires are going to be playing a significant role in terms of pace.
True,
he goes out of the pits already, so that'll be his last stop. He does hit the wall though.
Yeah, did not see on that perspective, but yeah, as you said, he hit the wall.
Bit of an accidental bump. G assumes P2. No, he doesn't. Sorry.
Did he really?
Wrong there.
Yeah, timing,
no, he didn't. The timing scream's wrong.
Late one into the pits as well.
Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a difference between what is the current track order and what's seen on the screen. From what I can tell, the lap counter doesn't tick over when you're in the pits, unfortunately, so there's going to be a little bit of confusion for about a lap or two, but we should be able to see the general running order, given time.
There we go. G on second place. It updated.
20 seconds. Scoop into third. Not entirely sure if that's accurate or not, because it hasn't counted Sato's lap yet.
Oh, as Scoop hits the wall hard on turn 3.
That's not going to benefit his race at all.
Yeah. He hit the wall hard through there. That car jumped.
And while that was happening, Ballista did pit. That should be his last pit for the race. But Scoob is certainly going to have some sort of damage, either on the tyres or the aero. Steering seems to be okay for the most part, but his confidence in the car is going to be a little bit shattered.
Yeah, especially that hard hit will exactly, it will ruin your suspension.
Yeah.
It will severely affect his mechanical feel. As G has now gone into the pits and now exiting.
He's completed his last pit stop, so it appears as though this is the last pit stop, and Rohei just overtaking G at the moment. I believe that's third place. Once everything updates, obviously.
Will we have a fight again? Rohei again sliding to the top portion of the banks.
You can just see the gap is pretty much stayed the same, honestly, for the pit stop, so not too much has changed there.
Again, Roy's
Rohei's gone wide.
there.
And G will take the spot going through the slaughter marker.
Oh. Mistakes are everywhere in this race.
Let's go on to lap 14 now, but
Scooby hits the wall.
Scoop having another big bump, and it seems the order has been restored for the most part in terms of the timing screen. So Ballista in P1, followed by Sato in P2. Ballista was able to get the overcut on Sato. Not entirely sure why Sato wasn't able to utilize those tiles in effect, but it seems as if at this point, Ballista's going to have the advantage.
So right now, what AC tells us is that Scooby is still on dead last.
Yes.
The times are wrong. Let me just quickly sort this out in a moment.
Well, Kendrick is certainly has technical difficulties.
It's currently
See,
set to gaps, so I don't know why it's like this. As
Wait, Rohe's in the wall. Rohe's in the wall.
again. Wow.
Yeah. And G is much further down the track. He's just gone past that complex of corners there. I'm just going through slaughter marker.
Yeah, hopefully G keeps this clean so that maybe he can run away with third position.
It seems as much. We've nearly lost it
Ooh,
there,
yeah.
getting onto the curb.
Yeah, the curse that I give these drivers, man.
Meanwhile, Ballista is not getting quite the pace as we see Lake Bun probably recovering from an accident there. He hasn't had much of a good race, unfortunately, but he has been able to capitalize on Scoob's disconnect earlier in the race.
He is a lap down.
Yes, he is still a lap down, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's good that he didn't try the car, so he would still have the pole for the next race since we will have a reverse grid.
True.
So yeah, the gaps are
But,
quite significantly farther away now. The later
Just
portion of
the,
this race.
Just seeing the background there, Scoob is much faster than Sato at the moment. Scoob at the moment is on, as I say, that he goes off the grass.
Oh, the curse, man, the curse!
Come to this curse. This time it was my fault.
My God.
But as I was saying beforehand, before Scoob went wide there, Scoob is on the soft tires, whereas Sato and Ballista are both on the hards.
Do you think he can unlap himself before the race finish?
I reckon he could have if he hadn't gone off beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, quite significant gap now from these two.
You can see the timing difference between Ballista and Sato. Sato was a tenth faster that lap beforehand. He was 3 tenths faster on the previous lap, so he's starting to reel Ballista in. The gap coming at 1.4 seconds. It seems as though he's fixed his line there. You can just see he's gone much wider at the top, gaining a fair amount of time, an entire tenth.
I believe from following Ballista, he made a better line through there.
Yep, he certainly figured it out. The track's quirks. As G-Pacer 126 dead. Seems that the race is starting to die down a little bit. We might be able to see a battle, or at least some tense racing towards the end of the race, but Sato is starting to run out of time.
Yeah. Well, they're the only two who is close enough so to maybe have a battle.
Certainly. Keep an eye on the other drivers. But in the meantime, it's pretty much line of sight as we head towards the last couple laps of race 1. Oh, Rohe's round.
Always round. Again on turn 3. This time
Yep.
at the end of the banking.
And he's struggling to get back on, and Lake Bun's approaching.
Yeah, I think his
might be
stars
able to
up right at this point.
And Lake Bun is just right behind. There he is there.
Will
So,
he capitalize though?
He could capitalize considering Rohe has not had the best of luck with tyre health. Obviously been slower towards the end of the stints, as well as that spin there. So it could be a possibility that if Lake Bun is able to pick up the pace here, get his act together, he could snag P4 away from Rohe.
Yeah, I think Ro is having difficulties with his tires. I think it's overheated at this point. From all that spins and going wide through the gravel, because apparently gravel can severely overheat your tires once you make them spin a lot.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, I know. I think it's some quirks of the from what I've learned from racing in AC.
Huh. While we're speaking, the gap between Ballista and Sato did drop down to 9 tenths as opened back up to 1.3, and I think the tyre advantage is starting to fall into Ballista's favour. He did box a lap later than Sato, and that is starting to pay dividends at the moment. This is going to Ari Lewandijk. I believe we're approaching the final lap.
Alright. So, yep, final lap of the race. Will we see Sato and Ballista have a fight here? If maybe Ballista would have a mistake about this lap.
I mean, if Ballista can throw the race for the entertainment, that would be brilliant. But I don't think he's one of those drivers, to be honest.
Yeah.
He is gaining quite a bit. Lakebun has made the overtake on Rohei.
Oh, yeah, yep. Rohei is slowing down.
Rohei's
probably.
slowed. I think he's out of fuel.
Yeah, I think he's out of fuel.
Rohei's out of fuel. He's just been unable to not quite judge it. And I think the spin certainly detracted from him. And you can just see him very slowly making his way around the corners.
As Ballista goes.
Ballista passed him.
Sato as well. Yep, I think
yeah, and he's pulling to the side.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Rohei here that he would retire on the final lap. He would not have the benefit of running in the front of the pack on the reverse grid.
No, he will be starting at the back.
And Scooby in the back as well. Consolidating him. Maybe giving him a push.
A bit of a bump. Yep, pushing him towards the end there. Some camaraderie.
Yep. I mean, I think it would be nice for him to finish the race, but I guess not. Unfortunately,
Scoop's good up with that Devon button that looks of it.
Like,
Scoop's in P5.
Yeah, I'm guessing Scooby will be at the front of the pack. Congratulations to Ballista and Sato as well as G, taking the solid podium spots for them for this race, especially for G as well, that he took third place. A bit of luck, a bit of driver skill. Yep, third place. Good on him.
The second to last quarter now, going through Ari Lewandijk for the final time. G will, on his first broadcasted race, be able to take P3.
Congratulations to G. Followed by fourth place, Lake Bun. Rounding off the third sector.
Yep. And Lake Bun's race is characterized really by other people's misfortunes. Started at the back, obviously. Scoop had the disconnect, and Rohei running out of fuel towards the end. He was running in P3 at the time when the clash between G and Rohei happened.
Yep,
we all come across the line in fourth.
Problematic practice session and qualifying for him, but still fourth place on the race. I guess Lady Luck was on his side.
Seems as much. And I'm just being told at the moment Rohei just miscalculated his fuel.
Oh, unfortunate for him. Yeah, and
That's
a
sad sight to see.
Yeah, starting from the back on the second race as well. So give us the unofficial result for the rundown of the first race.
P1 is Ballista with a 2.1 second gap. I think Sato had to coast towards the finish line, so he may have had some fuel issues as well, or was just saving the engine as a habit. P2 is Sato. P3 is G. Good outing from him. He was a good ways off from Ballista and Sato in terms of pace, but obviously he had the crash with him and Rohei. P4 was Lake Bun, good showing from him. P5 was Scoop, considering the disconnect, that's actually pretty good from him. And P6 is Rohei, of course unable to finish due to fuel.
Oh. Well, hopefully we'll have better results for the guys on the bottom bit of the list for the race 2.
Certainly. As a beforehand race 2, reverse grid race, this is where all bets are off the table, really.
Yep. It will be interesting for Ballista and Sato as well. They pretty much run away with the race.
Pretty much, but I reckon that the nature of Zandvoort, just because it's such a tight circuit, they will be held up at least a wee bit before first pit stops.
Yeah, make it a bit more interesting for them. As we wait again for the start of the second race, as the drivers line up again once more to the grid.
And while we have this lull in the action, for any people interested who drive Assetto Corsa, we hold these races every Sunday alongside other servers that we run. We have GT3s, Open Wheels, and Rally. If you'd like to join us, please do on Content Manager search Artito, where we go to 6 red lights for the reverse grid.
And away they go again.
And away we go. And Scoob takes the pole position this one. He's going to have the soft tires again to start with. Goes into turn 1, go 3 wide just about, starting getting cut off from Lake Bun. G seems P3 there. And starting P4, Ballista in P5. Not getting as good a start. But he is looking around the outside, which will become the inside into
Oh, Rohe
turn 3.
attacking on the top banks.
And Rohe will get the run at the moment. It's going side by side. 2 by 2 as we go through the complex, turn 4 into turn 5. And you can just hear Rohe being very careful, kind of letting off the gas, letting everyone else sort themselves up, go line stern into Sivliak.
The absolute, we call it, adrenaline rush of the first lap always gets
Yep.
me. As, I guess, yep, Scoop is on the, still retaining first place right there.
Yep, Scoop running away with it quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
Gap already 3 seconds. He's got the soft tires beforehand, everyone else is starting on the hards. But Lakeman appears to be holding up everyone else quite a treat. This is a bit of a train for me.
A bit of a train, yeah.
And I'll be honest, hold your breath because this is about to get pretty spicy. Ballista up in the P3, he's probably going to make a move. Because as patient as he is, he's not one to be looking, waiting for too long. He's going around the outside. Oh, this is going to be exciting. We have a good view here from Sato. Sato using the slipstream from Lakebun. Ballista going around the outside. He'll take the line, cutting off Lakebun a little bit here. Push him all the way toward the inside.
Around the outside to go G. Ooh, maybe.
Lakebun will take him back, and he's cutting off Ballista, and he keeps the position. Well done by Lakebun there, but Ballista now under threat from G. G looking on the outside, and he's cutting off Sato. Sato goes into the wall there. And that's the second incident by G.
Yes.
And to speak of that, going side by side with Vohe, going through that faster complex.
Getting a bit scobbly through there.
Yep. Sato is back on track at the moment. These tires are going to be a wee bit
contact from
greater.
OMG.
They somehow managed to keep it together. G is not making very many friends in his first broadcast race. Just cutting him off.
Yeah, you clearly see he's getting a bit rusty from not participating recently on the races. As G gets the DRS on the second lap? Really?
I don't think that's quite legal.
Yeah,
You'll
I think...
get a restricted penalty on that.
Yeah. Oh, bashing,
Vohe's gone for a dive. And I
bashing wheels,
honestly,
I see.
that's going to be Vohe's fault.
Yeah, again with,
Both
with these
rejoin.
guys.
Yeah, I think Vohe's realized trying to readjust the position a little bit. That's going to drop him off between Ballista and Lakebun. Ballista at the moment looking to line up Lakebun, going again out of Arilu and Dyke,
And
going onto the front straight there. Ballista makes the move. We see Vohe making the move as well on G with the benefit of Slipstream and DRS as well.
Makes
Very
it stick.
cleanly making the move.
Oh,
Going
bit
to one,
too,
a little bit of a lock up, and that opens the draw back for G. G decides to just hold it for the moment. Oh, very close.
Very close again, once again. Ballista now takes the first place. I think Scoop made a mistake.
Scoop didn't make a mistake by the looks of it. I wasn't able to catch it, unfortunately, but he's fallen behind Lakebun. And that's not going to benefit him with the soft tires, obviously.
Wow, yep. Lakebun now into second place as I think Scoop will hunt him down throughout this lap.
And he's already right behind him.
Yep. Oh, what's happening here?
He's gone off.
Yep.
Either he's gone off or he's succeeded in position. Might be hoping to get a little bit of slipstream, so Scoop can drag him along. Scoop has been let off the leash already. It doesn't seem as though there's going to be much benefit from there from Lakebun going into the Hans chicane.
Oh, again, going through there too hard.
And it seems as though Lakebun pressure maybe getting to him a little bit.
I think the pressure is onto him. He's forgetting his lines and things like that.
Meanwhile, the gap between Vohe and G is only a half a second at the moment, getting onto the main straight.
DRS available for G here. Will he make a move down to turn 1?
He's getting on the slipstream, goes towards the outside, onto the grass, and out onto the beach. Onto the gravel there, hopefully...
Can he keep it out though? Can he keep it out? He did.
He has.
He has, and Sato goes through.
Sato goes through on track overtake from him. He's going to be starting to hunt down. Scoop's gone around, I think.
Yeah, I think
Scoop's
so.
dropping
Yeah,
down. He's in the wall,
on turn 3. Yeah,
and that is
he is ahead.
quite a
And
sore sight to see.
yeah, Scoob once again on the bottom.
And just like last weekend, Scoob really, through simple mistakes, has dropped down towards the back of the grid. And
Unfortunate.
just appears to be no light at the end of the tunnel for him.
After that disconnection from race 1 and another mistake that happened here in race 2.
Certainly. And
not happening.
hopefully be able to see him again next
Yeah.
week. We
It's
know
not-
he has the pace, and I think he knows himself that he has the pace to do very well.
He's
So
not
just not
having
quite
the
able to
best
do
of
this together.
time. Yeah,
No.
he's just on a slump, I'm guessing.
Meanwhile, Lake Bud is in P2 somehow. He has benefited again from other people's misfortune. He's able to keep it on track for the most part.
Sato now stalking behind Rohe with the benefits of DRS as well. Will he give the pressure to Rohe on this turn 1?
I mean, there was a 3-second difference between the two drivers at the moment. So you
Really?
kind of have
Rowan-
to think it's
Rowan
only a
and
matter of
Sato?
time. Yep. Oh, sorry, in terms of lap times. Rohe posted a 1:28.5, he went off track. And, Sato
Oh.
posted a 1:25.
You see, you just see Rohe weak after turn 3.
Going side by side. Oh!
No!
Big crash! And Sato getting a little too opportunistic there. That really
Basically-
wasn't on.
Rui was basically forcing it to the inside. Oh no, he gets
Oh!
tagged once again. Once more, he got tagged by Scooby.
Scoop collects him and he's into the grass. And honestly, you can't fault Scoop on that one because that was
And
pretty
I
blind.
think
It's just Scoop's
Scooby's
beach.
beach. Oh
Scoop
no!
revving the tires for the most part.
Come on, guys. you
Sato
can-
being very gentle, he's making his way out. So he will be able to rejoin the race.
Yep, Scooby trying really hard now.
Scoop
And-
really revving the car. He'll get back on track. And from
With
bad
fried
to
tires
worse
as well.
to... From bad to... Yep, and
Oh,
he's around.
yeah. You see, that's overheated tires. Please take it easy, Scoob. And
he's
he
gone.
retired. Oh,
And he's gone.
Yeah,
And
yeah, he's
honestly, you can't fault him for that. His race went from bad to worse to horrible to dreadful to nightmarish, really.
There's really no words left for him after that incident.
However, the Lake Bun has some for benefiting from people's misfortune. P2 at the moment, so we had currently on lap 6, sorry. And he's starting to keep a little bit of gap to Rohe. Obviously, Rohe having to deal with tires incidents with G again.
Yeah.
And so his pace is going to be off a little bit.
I'm guessing G and Roy is going to have tons of discussion after this race.
Yeah, most likely. But Leopold is a little bit wide there in turn 9. He is posting faster times. He has posted a 1:26.6 on the last lap. But yet to be seen if he posts a faster time this lap. But the gap is starting to close a little bit now, down to 4 seconds between him and Rohe.
Meanwhile, Ballista is just once again running away with this race with no competition directly with him.
No. I think just because of the nature of the crashes, Ballista's really just been able to benefit by having a clean nose pace.
Yeah.
As he puts a 1:24.1.
The fastest time
Fastest
we've
I've
ever
seen.
seen at the moment of the race, and Lake Bun goes into the pits. Will Rohe follow him? No, not quite.
No, he won't, so he'll go ahead.
Mhm. So let's see if Lake Bun can pull out with this undercut.
Lake Bunch has been released, G will overtake him. Of course, beforehand, the timing board is going to be a little incorrect on the round of pit stops. But currently, the running order is correct on the screen. Will be incorrect in a moment. Sato crosses the line. Sato is, strictly speaking, in P5, Lake Bun in P4. But that should be fixed by the time drivers cycle through their first pit stops.
Will Sato eventually get a good result from this race? That's what I want to know.
I reckon he has the pace to be able to climb his way back up into the podium. Either G or Rohe Oh, his late fun has a bit of a mistake at the moment. Still struggling with colder tires, but looks a bit. As I was saying beforehand, though, I reckon Rohan and G are going to be at each other's throats for the rest of the race. G obviously quite a fair off in terms of pace from Rohe. If he's going to get one of them, it's probably if Sada's going to get one of them, it's probably going to be G. But there is still quite a gap to conquer, so it's yet to be seen whether he has the pace to be able to catch up.
Yep. And as far as we know, Sato is also one of the fastest guys out here, so I think those sets of incidents wouldn't really hinder him, but who knows?
He is posting constants 25, so his last lap was a 25.4.
As Roho and G goes into the pits as well.
Yep. So we should be able to have a bit more of an accurate time as Sato is going in as well. So running order on the time screen there should be all correct now.
Yep, there we go.
So this has already made his way out. Rohe just going through Hugenholt at the moment.
Has Ballista pitted yet, or is he prolonging the tires?
He just came out of the pit stop.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't notice. Yep. Again, we're watching the other drivers as well. Really huge gap between them, so I guess we're not really going to see a ton of racing in this one.
No, unfortunately not. I think the initial incidences have certainly dampened it a wee bit. But, you know, that's racing, really.
Yeah, but as we see it, it has really shuffled the order from the group.
It has shuffled the order quite a bit. We are still, of course, waiting to see what Sada's going to be doing in terms of his pace.
What exactly happened to Lake Bun once again? He's down in 5th from 2nd. Oh wait, he's still in 2nd, right?
Yes, he is. The timing screens are just being updated now since everyone's in the pits.
There we are. There we go. There's the real order now.
And it looks as though we're going to have the battle for 2nd, by the looks of it. So, still life yet in this Grand Prix.
Yep.
Sada at the moment having a little bit of jittering, unfortunately. That's why his times are a little sporadic. But we're on board now with Rohe, and he's just very progressively but surely gaining over Lake Bun.
As we all know, Rohe is a bit more experienced compared to Lake Bun. He's been here before and quite a couple of times now in this circuit, so he knows the in and out.
Getting quite a bit. He's going to have a wider line going into turn 9. Lake Bun compromised on exit. Going a little defensive as he goes into turn 10.
Yeah, he's really covering up really well.
Very good defensive driving from Lake Bun. So early in the race, he's able to hold up the entire field, bar Scoop. So he only has the defensive capability alongside Zandvoort being such a narrow track. But you do have to think there's a question of when, not if, for Rohe overtaking Lake Bun as we approach turn 13, just because of the pace difference.
Oh, a bit squirmy through the middle portion of that corner. DRS advantage for Rohe.
In the slipstream, working a little bit there, you can see the time difference as I said beforehand. Good 9/10 extend into Tarzan. Lake Bun gets squirrely, and so it has somewhat benefited Rohe. Rohe will have the right hand side of the track, but it won't be to avail obviously into that complex.
Was there contact
does give him
there?
a little bit of a there was contact, but a bit of a love kiss. First into the switchback, he will have the slipstream going into this complex corners, going through turn 4 into turn 5, and they're dicing between each other, going left, right, and left. Sato has retired from the race.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately.
So
but
4 runners
meanwhile,
in this race.
Yep. Fortunately, the grid narrows ever more. But meanwhile, we do have G starting to gain a little bit with this battling between Lake Bun and Rohe, and you could see him get involved again in the dying stage of the lap. As I say that, Lake Bun goes wide.
Oh yeah,
He
there goes the
doesn't really
mistake.
give a whole lot of room to Rohe, but it'll give him just enough. And
Will he
Rohe
fight
will
back,
make the
though?
move. I don't think he has the pace. He might have the slipstream.
Yeah, he will have the slipstream and the DRS advantage for this main straight this time.
You say that he does go wide.
Yeah. The curse just keeps on coming, does it?
It's going to lose quite a bit of time there. You can see both initially and on the time between there, about 7/10 or so difference. You have the slipstream, you can just see him gaining, but it's not quite enough.
Yep, goes in a bit too deep.
Both drivers locking up in Tarzan. There's one lap turn. G is a little faster, I believe.
Oh, taking the
Rohei
shortest,
posted a 20
shorter line.
Yep. Rohei posted a 27.6 last lap. Lake1 posting a 28.6. But G is posting a 27 dead.
Oh. Oh, Lake 1 is...
Lake 1's off!
Lake
Big
1's
off!
Yeah.
And we'll just...
And disconnected! Okay, so I
and-
think top 3 has now been decided.
Pretty much.
No,
And
guys.
unfortunately, all the
I-
drivers not particularly happy with today's proceedings.
Yeah, but let's talk about this issue we've been going on so far with this race. I don't condone rage quitting whenever we are in the league races because it takes the life out of it. I know it's frustrating that you're not really fighting for good positions, but still, you don't see real drivers quitting midway the race because of or not having the results that they wanted.
Yeah, pretty much. But this will basically set this as a pure pace race now. It'd be interesting to see what the pace difference is between Rohei and G and whether either of them can benefit from the strategy. Of course, we have a very narrowed grid in comparison now. G posting a 127.4, with Rohei posting a 126.5, so he's starting to pull away by half a second.
As we see, someone chatted on the live chat that this from Nate Helixa. Sorry if I butchered the name, but he said, or she said rather, that this second round was a mess. Damn, I couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
I couldn't agree with it, honestly. Perfectly said. Unfortunate that we have had such a bit of a mess today. Hopefully next week we'll be able to have much better racing. We'll get on to the drivers in terms of leaving race as well as attending. Of course, we have the broadcast to be able to provide you decent racing, but when the good racing isn't there, it becomes a bit difficult.
Yep. Track selection is always going to severely affect how many drivers will join the race.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're heading now on to lap 12, I believe.
Yep, lap 12. We are in lap 12 indeed.
And drivers start doing the last pit stops. Of course, with the gaps that have been presented here, it doesn't appear as though there's going to be too much difference between them, unless one of the drivers makes a bit of an uncharacteristic mistake. As G posted his fast lap.
Yep. 135.8. Significantly
So
faster
still-
than his previous fastest lap.
True. So there is a little bit of life yet in G's race. We're posting a 26.1 last lap. So there's a little bit of a difference, but it's yet to be seen whether that gap will be closed, if at all. Of course, it's a 10-second gap, quite big amount given only 6 laps left.
Lake Bun now has joined the live chat and has stated that I need to charge my laptop, and when I charge my laptop, my FPS dropped significantly. I'm sorry to hear that from you. And as I said, that G goes well wide again, goes through the
Goes
grass.
in the barrier. But at the same time, Rohei actually just spun,
Really?
and he's beached on a curb at the moment. Yep.
Oh, yep. Once again with the overheating the tires. Here we go again.
Yep, and I think his tires are honestly towards the end of his life, but this may provide a little bit more of some sort of action.
Yeah.
Of course, we do apologize to the viewers that we haven't had as entertaining a race as we had hoped. But hopefully, we'll be able to see a little bit more action towards the dying laps. Rohei peeling off to the side there, still struggling with the tires. If I can his tires are at their wit's end.
It's now kaput, as they call it. So still, we're still not going for the. As I said that, I think, yeah, Roy is going to change his tires.
Yep, and that's to be expected, really, considering.
Yeah, if he has
These
fried them and he
spins.
has destroyed them. Yep.
Yep. Goes into the pits. Ballista and G are yet to do their final stops.
Mhm. Not that it's not gonna really affect the order of the race.
I don't know, maybe Ballista's like PC will suddenly just turn off.
Oh, yep. Probably like what happened to me yesterday. The
True,
power,
actually,
yeah,
yeah.
the power interruption really cut it. I was having a good one too.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Nate Helixa once again have chatted saying Jesus Christ wasn't able to bless this track sadly.
No,
Has he
unfortunately
registered
not.
yet? Yeah, I want him to register.
I want him to come. Jesus Christ, if you are watching, do join us.
Oh yeah. If
But
you're
it may have been that the absence of Christ himself has
yeah,
dictated how well this race has gone.
yeah, I wanna say that as well. It was the blessing of the Lord that has changed the fate of the race.
That or, you know, the Netherlands is a godless place.
True. I don't actually no scratch that. I don't want to say that.
Well, you know, Nether.
Yep, Netherlands. That is actually true. They have Lord Max, so yeah. At least they have a Lord or some sort.
True. Maybe there is saving yet. No, the Netherlands is actually a pretty impressive country. I'm quite amazed by their infrastructure, honestly.
Yeah, the Dutch is really is something. As well as their
They're super
architecture.
tall. Well,
Yeah.
I believe they're the tallest nation in the world, from memory.
Memory serves me right. Uh, yeah, I've actually known a few people who are Dutch people who are really tall, significantly taller than me. Of course, being Asian's not really gonna give you the benefit of being tall.
No, I don't think your height's going to be particularly tall in comparison to the Dutch.
Yep.
With 1 lap 13 at the moment, Bohe has quite a gap to surmount there. Ballista posting a 303. I believe that was a result of pitting. And Bohe's round again. At
Oh
the same
no.
spot as well, turn 10. And really bad to worse in terms of his race. He will still get a podium by technicality, but you do think it's a bit of an empty podium, considering the events of today. You can just see him now going a little slower, just trying to keep his tires alive.
Quite unfortunate.
And as we wait for the dying laps, obviously the racing isn't as interesting, so...
Come on now, it's already dead. It's not dying,
It's pretty much dead,
Dead heat for us here.
what are you doing after this, as Bohe spins again?
I don't know, I think I want to dip my toes into a bit of racing, I guess. Or probably some.
Yeah, that's fair.
About you, what
might
are
do
your
some
plans
rally
after
later.
this? Rally?
Yeah.
Dirt Rally 2.0?
No, actually, we server 12 on our Twitter.
Yeah, I think I might run Server 12 once again. If it's
Yeah,
daytime,
pretty fun.
at least. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I want to plug the channel again. So yeah, if you want to join in the fun and the racing, as well as the fun side of the community, the banter exchanges that we have, please do so. Join our Discord channel.
Yeah. Typically speaking, we have much more involvement in the races than this. Bit of a perfect storm today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This is certainly not the norm. This is quite the exception, I must say. I don't think I've seen as dead a race as this in Tinder before.
I mean, the only this. Oh my god.
Oh, well, hey.
Oh my god, I feel bad for him.
This just feels like a tragedy at this rate.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone watching, drink a game. Take a shot every time Rohe spins.
Well,
If you get plastered, that's not my fault.
we shall blame it on Roher.
And those spins now might actually result in him getting lapped. Ballista is just going through turn 13 at the moment. He is struggling a little bit with the car control, but he is just heading through the final quarter now as we see Rohe entering turn 2. So if he has another spin, it could be a possibility that he will get lapped by Ballista. He posted 24 dead fastest time of the race.
Oh my god.
Guys, I say that.
I just looked at the screen for a split second and I just saw him spinning once again.
Going to turn 5 at the moment.
I mean,
but it's just
props to Roy because he's not really quitting.
True, the determination is something absolutely stellar. More than some of the other drivers can say. He really wants that P3.
Yep. Oh my god. Oh, please! Roy, keep it on the tarmac!
But he's still going!
I see,
And
let's
Ballista will lap him.
through. Yep.
There we go, yep.
There
He's
goes the
still
fate of Roy.
going.
This man, this determination is unhindered at all.
An absolute iron will.
So let's talk about how you can join the Discord channel because as of the moment I'm not yet aware that our Discord channel has what do you call it again, permanent Discord link. Does it?
No, it really does. If you search up Arturo Racing on Google, you should be able to find a Discord link to join. The server is public. Or if you're currently in Content Manager, it's much easier. You can type up Artito as the keyword to search for our servers. You can click on any of the servers and you'll find the Discord link in the description.
As long as the ping allows you to do so.
Yes. G has just gone off the track at turn 10. But if you just want to enjoy the content, we will have Formula 3s on practice leading up to next weekend's race, hopefully much more eventful. You yourself can take part in making that possible by joining the server, joining the Discord, and getting involved in next week's races. We're not entirely sure what track we're going to be racing at. There's talks of Monza, there's talks of Bahrain, but if you can join the Discord, you will find out in due course.
Monza would be absolutely fantastic if it was a public server. Rohe, please! Please! Let me talk, Rohe!
But he's still going. The will of this man.
I wish everybody has that determination. Even I need that. I need that kind of determination in my life.
People get a lover like Rohe because he won't give up no matter what.
Let's talk about Rohe's lover. I know pretty sure he's going to get married soon.
Are we that like bottom of the barrel in terms of like topics? We have to start like scouring through his personal life. Here's his IP address. Here's his current location.
I think Royce after this will be some sort of ladies' man after this.
I mean, he has not given up at all. The absolute determination, seriously. Like a standing ovation really is in order.
I will.
He's
oh my
going
god!
right again.
Oh, come on!
Just a little more Rohe, come on. And he's still going.
Yes! At least this time he's going to finish the race with fuel.
Hopefully.
Hopefully!
Don't jinx it.
Fingers crossed!
Jake, if you jinx it, there's gonna be a target on your back.
Oh yeah.
Rohe will come after you.
Most especially after spinning a lot, you're gonna use up a lot of fuel.
Yep.
Rohe, please. Please finish.
Please. For everyone.
Yeah, for everybody.
For the sake of Arturo Racing, you need to finish.
And the host of the Formula 3 Sundays as well.
Yep. Oh, Ballista's gone off the track in the last corner.
Really?
Yep. I don't think it's going to alter it too much because G is only going through turn 5 now. But very slowly comes across the line. Bit of an uneventful race. But he will take the flag nonetheless.
Yep. It's not the best way. That's not the best way that Ballista can win, but a win is a win, I guess.
Yep. But I think we need to get on a POV of Rohe because he's going through the final corner.
Yes,
He's
sir.
a lap down, of course. But he finishes!
He finished it, yep.
Nonetheless.
To him. Yeah, well done, Rohe.
I think he ran out of fuel as well. Just.
Oh, Jess!
Across the
Only
line.
Jess!
Only just finishes.
Oh my
But
god.
he just finished in the last.
Oh wait,
Absolutely
hold on.
great job from Rohe. I guess
Okay,
you type something in chat.
okay. As I said that, Nate Helixa has just said in the live chat that fight on Rohe, and is Rohe the new Rick Astley? I believe so. After this, he might
just for the
well,
second?
oh, and
Whoa.
some. Gee, that's a
He's
good way
sending
to
into the
finish the
barrier?
race. Yep.
Okay, just getting his frustration out really after that rest.
Okay, I don't know. I have not been I have not been told that SpaceX was in Netherlands this week.
The
Yep.
Dutch flying program.
Yep.
His car's orange too. Certainly quite nationalistic.
Yes. As Gutsy on the live chat has said, good stuff, lads. And Nate Helixa has been giving his congratulations for everybody who participated, even to those who retired early.
Yep. Very
Yeah,
good.
good
very
stuff, yeah. I guess I want to say it's still a good weekend. We still produce a good commentary on this one. Huge improvement on my part as well.
Certainly, much better. But of course, the racing itself wasn't as eventful as hoped, but hopefully we're able to provide some sort of entertainment wherever
Yep.
you are in the world, morning, evening, or night.
As Rohe earns his new title, known as the new Rick Astley.
Yep. A man of sheer iron will.
Yep. Never gonna give you up.
But race order, I don't think we really need to go through. G and P3 Rohe. Retirements, Legbun, Sado, and Scoob, all resulting from crashes and eventual disconnects.
Yep, still good to mention considering there might someone blind might watch this.
True, we have to be accommodating to all.
Yep. Well, there we are, guys. We conclude the second race of the live broadcasted season of the Formula 3 Sundays.
Yep. Hopefully, next week we'll be able to have some much more entertaining racing. By the looks of the drivers are thinking about doing Monza next week.
Wow.
Of course, you can join the Discord if you want to be included as to what we're doing in terms of races. We have more races than just Formula 3. We have a league championship going on in Porsche Cup cars. I'm doing well in that personally. I'll just give myself that chill and that's it. As well as V8 supercars around Australian circuits on Friday.
Yeah, hopefully V8 supercars have its own commentary as well, because I think it would be unfair if me and Garlic still would be the commentators for that race. I want to give someone else that spot for that race.
Fair.
So yeah, how do we close this off?
Our apologies.
yeah, big apologies for the content that we showed today.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we weren't able to give you as good a racing as last week. Hopefully next week we'll be able to provide some better racing. We hope we've provided you with some entertainment for today.
What do you think? Public lobbies for Monza next week? That would be fun. Turn one would be turn one would be what the clusterfuck.
I mean, yeah, that is pretty apt, honestly.
Yep.
But yep, to those who still stayed, regardless, thank you very much for watching. Hope we're able to see you next week. Thank you for the commitment, and if you'd like to join in the races moving forward, please don't hesitate to join our servers. I've been Kindred Garlic. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.
Yep. So long for us, to me and Garlic. We'll see you again next week on the next race.